the truth about the egg diet. Does it really work? 25 pounds in just 2 weeks. It's a promise that echoes across the internet. A siren song for anyone who's ever felt that deep, gnawing frustration of trying to lose weight. It's the kind of claim that feels too good to be true. A headline so sensational it practically dares you to click. This is the promise of the boiled egg diet. A diet so simple, so restrictive, and supposedly so powerful that it has become a full-blown phenomenon. We're bombarded with before and after photos, testimonials of rapid transformation, and the alluring idea that the solution to our weight loss struggles might just be sitting in a carton in our refrigerator. But with every miracle claim comes a shadow of doubt. Is it truly the humble egg, this perfect package of protein, that holds the key to unlocking rapid fat loss? Or is this just a clever disguise for something far more primitive and dangerous? Are we looking at a metabolic breakthrough? Or are we just being sold a story about the magical benefits of semi-starvation wrapped in a socially acceptable, protein-rich package? The internet is a battlefield of opinions, but opinions don't change biology. Facts do. So, we're going to cut through the noise. We're going to put the claims under the microscope and follow the science wherever it leads. In this investigation, we're dismantling the egg diet piece by piece. We'll explore exactly what you eat, what it does to your body in those first few days, and what happens when the 2 weeks are up. We will look at the hard science of eggs themselves, the good, the bad, and the wildly misunderstood. And by the end of this, you won't just have an opinion. You'll have the truth. Is the egg diet a weight loss miracle or a metabolic nightmare waiting to happen? Let's find out. 1. The anatomy of a fad. What exactly is the egg diet? Before we can judge it, we have to understand it. The term egg diet isn't one single, universally agreed upon plan. It's more of a brand, a concept that's splintered into several popular, yet similarly restrictive variations. Each one orbits around the same central star, the boiled egg. But the rules can differ slightly, creating a confusing landscape for anyone trying to find the official version. Spoiler? There isn't one. There are, however, a few common threads that tie them all together. The most famous version is the 14-day boiled egg diet. Its structure is brutally simple. It's a low-carb, low-calorie plan that promises huge results in a very short time. Let's paint a picture of what a typical day really looks like. For breakfast, without fail, you'll eat 2 boiled eggs. You might be allowed a side of low-carb veggies, like spinach, and maybe one small piece of low-carb fruit, like half a grapefruit. Lunch is, you guessed it, more eggs. It might be 2 more boiled eggs, maybe on their own this time, or with a simple, undressed green salad. Dinner offers a slight break from the egg-centric menu, but the restrictions are just as tight. You might have a small portion of lean proteins, think a piece of skinless chicken or fish, along with more non-vegetables, like broccoli or asparagus. Some versions are even more extreme. There's the egg and grapefruit diet, a vintage fad that pairs these 2 foods at every meal, based on a long-debunked myth that enzymes in grapefruit magically burn fat. Then there's the truly hardcore egg-only diet, where followers eat nothing but boiled eggs and water. This is, without question, the most dangerous and nutritionally bankrupt version out there. Let's put the common 14-day plan into perspective. 2 large eggs for breakfast is about 154 calories. A small piece of fruit adds maybe 40 more. For lunch, 2 more eggs bring us back to 154 calories. A large plate of greens with no dressing might add 20 calories. For dinner, a 4-ounce piece of grilled chicken is about 180 calories. And a cup of steamed broccoli is another 55. So, what's the grand total? On a good day, you're looking at maybe 600 to 800 calories. To be crystal clear, most health authorities recommend a minimum of 1,200 calories a day for women and 1,500 for men just to get basic nutrients, and that's without any activity. The average adult often needs 2,000 to 2,500 calories a day just to maintain their weight. So, the egg diet isn't just a diet. It's a plan built on a severe, massive calorie deficit. It also eliminates entire food groups. There are no grains, no bread, rice, or pasta. No starchy vegetables like potatoes or corn. No legumes like beans or lentils. Dairy is out. as are most fruits. And forget about snacks. The rules are clear. You eat your 3 small meals, and that's it. You drink water, black coffee, or unsweetened tea, nothing else. This extreme restriction is a key part of its psychological appeal. It removes choice, which can feel like a relief for people overwhelmed by complex diet plans. The rules are black and white, the food list is short, and the duration is just 2 weeks. It's sold as a short, sharp shock to the system, a quick reset to get you the results you crave. Its popularity is fueled by social media, where before and after photos go viral without any scientific scrutiny. It thrives in online forums where a sense of shared struggle can reinforce the belief that the suffering is worth it. But the real question remains: what is this suffering actually doing to your body? To the initial results, why you see the scale drop? Anyone who has tried the egg diet will tell you the same thing. In the first few days, the weight seems to melt off. The number on the scale drops so quickly it feels like magic. This is the moment the diet sells you on. It's the proof that it's working. But this initial dramatic drop isn't the victory it appears to be. To understand what's really going on, we need to look past the scale and into the complex machinery of the human body. The rapid weight loss in that first week is mostly due to 2 powerful, but ultimately deceptive factors: a huge calorie deficit and, most importantly, water loss. Let's start with the obvious. The calorie deficit, as we just saw, the egg diet slashes your daily intake to under 900 calories. Think of your body's energy needs, like a daily budget. Your body burns a certain number of calories just to stay alive, for your heart to beat and your lungs to breathe. You burn even more through daily activities. For an average adult, this can easily be 2,000 calories or more. When you suddenly start eating only 800 calories, you've created a massive energy crisis. Your body has no choice but to tap into its stored reserves for fuel. This is the basic principle of all weight loss. To lose 1 pound of fat, you need a deficit of roughly 3,500 calories. So yes, this severe deficit will absolutely start fat loss. But it's not the main thing happening in that first week. The real secret to the egg diet's dramatic initial results is water. The diet is, by design, extremely low in carbohydrates. Carbs are stored in your body, mostly in your muscles and liver, as something called glycogen. Now, here's the key. For every 1 gram of glycogen your body stores, it also hangs on to about 3 to 4 grams of water. When you slash your carb intake, your body quickly burns through its glycogen stores for energy. As the glycogen disappears, all the water that was attached to it gets released and flushed out of your system. This results in a sudden, significant drop in weight. It's not uncommon to lose 5 to 10 pounds, or even more, in the first week of a very low-carb diet like this. This is almost entirely water weight. It is not fat. It is a temporary, physiological illusion of progress. You feel lighter, your clothes might fit a bit looser, and the scale rewards you with a number you haven't seen in years. This is incredibly motivating. And it's the hook that keeps people on the diet, convinced they're on the fast track to real fat loss. This is also where the magic of the eggs comes in. Let's give credit where it's due. Sticking to an 800-calorie diet is incredibly hard. Hunger is a powerful, primal force. This is where eggs become the diet's key enabler. Eggs are incredibly high on the satiety index, which is a measure of how full a food makes you feel. They're packed with high-quality protein and healthy fats, which are digested more slowly than carbs, leading to a longer feeling of fullness. Multiple studies have shown this. One landmark study compared a breakfast of eggs to a bagel-based breakfast with the exact same number of calories. The results: the egg group felt fuller, had fewer cravings, and ate significantly fewer calories at lunch and for the rest of the day. This appetite-suppressing quality is why eggs are the perfect vehicle for a severely restrictive diet. They make the extreme calorie deficit slightly more bearable. The protein helps you fight off the intense hunger that would normally make a diet like this impossible to stick to. So, when you step on the scale after a few days and see that shocking number, you're not witnessing the miraculous fat-burning power of eggs. You're witnessing your body flushing out water due to carb restriction, plus some initial fat loss from a severe calorie deficit, all made tolerable by the filling nature of eggs. It's a perfect storm for rapid but deceptive initial weight loss. But the storm that follows is where the real danger lies. 3. The The science of eggs. Miracle food, or just a good food. To really get the egg diet, we have to separate the food from the fad. For decades, the egg has been a controversial character in the nutrition world. First, villainized for its cholesterol, and then later, cautiously So let's put the diet aside for a moment and just investigate the egg. What's actually inside this thing? Is it a nutritional superhero? Or just a decent food that's been hijacked by diet culture? A single large egg is a marvel of biological engineering. It's only about 77 calories, but it packs a serious nutritional punch. At its core, an egg is a source of incredibly high-quality protein, about 6 grams worth. High quality means it's complete, containing all 9 essential amino acids. Our bodies need to build everything from muscle tissue to hormones. This is why egg protein is so effective at building and maintaining muscle, which is vital for a healthy metabolism. Plus, you can't talk about eggs without talking about the yolk. And you can't talk about the yolk without talking about cholesterol. This is where all the drama has been. One large yolk has about 5 grams of fat and roughly 186 milligrams of dietary cholesterol. For years, based on outdated science, we were warned that eating cholesterol in foods like eggs would directly raise our blood cholesterol and increase our risk of heart disease. This led to a whole generation of people ordering egg white only omelets, but decades of better research have painted a very different picture. For most people, the cholesterol you eat has a surprisingly small impact on the cholesterol in your blood. Your liver is your body's main cholesterol producer. And it's pretty smart. When you eat more cholesterol, your liver generally produces less to keep things balanced. The real dietary villains for raising harmful LDL cholesterol are actually saturated and trans fats. In fact, a fascinating 2025 study showed that when part of a diet low in saturated fat, eating 2 eggs a day actually helped reduce levels of harmful LDL particles. Now, this doesn't mean people with specific genetic conditions shouldn't be cautious. And some studies do suggest a modest risk with very high intake, more than 1 egg per day, especially for certain populations. But for most of us, the fear of the yolk is largely unfounded. The benefits of the yolk go way beyond that. It's a treasure chest of essential vitamins and minerals. One of the most important is choline, a critical nutrient for brain health, involved in memory and mood. Eggs are one of the best dietary sources of choline you can find. The yolk also contains vitamin D, the sunshine vitamin many of us are deficient in, which is crucial for bone health and immune function. It's also packed with B vitamins for energy and nerve function, and vitamin A for vision. And the list goes on. Eggs provide selenium, a powerful antioxidant, and phosphorus for strong bones. The bright color of the yolk comes from 2 other antioxidants, lutein and These have been shown to protect our eyes from age-related vision loss. So, what's our verdict on the egg itself? The evidence is overwhelming. An egg is not a miracle food, but it is, without a doubt, an exceptionally good food. It's a nutrient-dense, affordable source of high-quality protein, healthy fats, and a whole host of essential vitamins and minerals. This creates a critical distinction. The problem with the egg diet is not the egg. The problem is the diet. The fad uses the legitimately healthy profile of the egg to sell a dangerously restrictive and unsustainable eating plan. It takes a hero ingredient and casts it as the lead in a tragedy. The diet's short-term success is built on the egg's ability to keep you full, but its long-term failure is guaranteed by the nutritional deficiencies that come from eating only eggs and a few other foods. The egg is good, the diet is not, for the metabolic nightmare. The hidden dangers and downsides. That first week on the egg diet feels like a win. The scale is down, you're feeling lighter, and you feel like you've hacked the system. But what you're actually doing is pushing your body into a state of biological panic. The dramatic initial results are a smokescreen for the metabolic damage. That's just getting started. This is where the story takes a dark turn. Away from the promises of rapid weight loss and into the grim reality of what severe restriction does to the human body. This is the metabolic nightmare. The single most dangerous consequence of any very low-calorie diet is something called metabolic adaptation, or as it's more dramatically known, starvation mode. Your body is a finely tuned survival machine. It doesn't know you're dieting to fit into a smaller pair of jeans. It only knows that food is scarce and it needs to conserve energy to survive. When you slash your calories to 800 a day, you send a powerful alarm signal to your metabolism. In response, your body starts a cascade of changes to slow down the rate you burn energy. Your thyroid, the master regulator of your metabolism, can slow its hormone production. This directly lowers your resting metabolic rate, meaning you burn fewer calories just by being alive. You might start to feel cold, sluggish, and constantly tired. These aren't just side effects. They're symptoms of your body deliberately powering down to save fuel. This metabolic slowdown is a survival mechanism, but it's a disaster for long-term weight loss. It means that to keep losing weight, you'd have to eat even less, which is both impossible and incredibly dangerous. This isn't a myth. It's a well-documented phenomenon. Studies on participants of extreme weight loss shows, for example, have found that even years later, their metabolisms were significantly slower than they should be, making weight regain almost inevitable. This adaptation can persist long after the diet is over, leaving you with a damaged metabolism that is primed to store fat. While your metabolism is slowing, you're also creating profound nutritional deficiencies. The egg diet, by its nature, eliminates entire food groups essential for health. Let's start with fiber. Fiber is crucial for gut health and regular digestion. The egg diet, with its near-total absence of whole grains, legumes, and most fruits, is a fiber-free wasteland. This can lead to constipation, bloating, and an unhealthy gut. Then there's the lack of carbohydrates. While the diet treats them like the enemy, complex carbs are your body's, and especially your brain's, preferred source of energy. Without them, you're likely to experience brain fog, irritability, headaches, and a profound lack of energy. Beyond that, the micronutrient deficiencies are just as alarming. Where are you getting vitamin C for your immune system when fruit is forbidden? Where are you getting potassium for your heart health when bananas and beans are off limit? The Diet's tiny food list makes it nearly impossible to meet your daily needs for a whole range of essential vitamins and minerals, which can lead to a weakened immune system, hair loss, and decreased bone density. And this brings us to the final act of this tragedy, the rebound. The 14-to-8 diet is not a lifestyle. It's a temporary sentence. So, what happens on day 15? You've endured 2 weeks of deprivation. You are psychologically primed for cravings, and you are physically depleted. You go back to normal eating, but you are not returning with the same body. You now have a slower metabolism that burns fewer calories. The weight comes back with a vengeance. And because your metabolism has slowed, you might find that eating the same amount of food that maintained your weight before the diet now causes you to gain, even worse. The weight you lost was a mix of water, fat, and precious muscle. The weight that you regain is often primarily fat. This vicious cycle of restrictive dieting, metabolic damage, and rebound weight gain is known as yo-yo diet, and it can leave you heavier than when you started. Finally, let's address that claim. Losing 25 pounds in 2 weeks. This isn't just an exaggeration, it's a physiological fantasy. To lose 25 pounds of pure fat, you'd need a calorie deficit of 87,500 calories in 14 days. That's a deficit of 6,250 calories per day. For most people, that is more than 3 times the total energy they burn in a day. It is mathematically and biologically impossible. Any weight loss that dramatic is overwhelmingly water glycogen. And tragically, the breakdown of muscle. The claim is a marketing lie, designed to prey on desperation. The reality is a dangerous game of metabolic roulette. 5. The verdict and the better alternative. So, after dissecting the claims, diving into the science, and exploring the hidden dangers, it's time for the final verdict. Does the egg diet work? The answer is a very careful yes, but in the most superficial, misleading, and destructive way possible. Yes, if you follow this plan, the number on your scale will almost certainly go down in the short term. But this success is an illusion. The diet works not because of some fat-burning magic in eggs, but because it is a cleverly packaged form of It is an extreme, unsustainable, and nutritionally incomplete plan that uses a healthy food to sell a deeply unhealthy idea. The weight loss is rapid but deceptive, consisting largely of water and muscle, and it comes at the cost of your metabolic health and your long-term well-being. It's a perfect blueprint for rebound weight gain, leaving you worse off than when you started. Our final verdict is clear. The egg diet is a dangerous fad that should be avoided. This naturally leads to the most important question. If not this, then what? The answer, while less sensational, is infinitely more effective. The path to healthy, sustainable weight loss isn't found in a 2-week hack. It's found in building consistent, intelligent habits that work with your body, not against it. It's about creating a lifestyle, not enduring a punishment. First, create a moderate and sustainable calorie deficit. Instead of slashing your intake overnight, aim for a modest deficit of 300 to 500 calories per day. This gentle approach tells your body to burn stored fat rather than triggering the panic of starvation mode. This leads to slow, steady, and most importantly, fat loss at a rate of about 1 to 2 pounds per week. It's not as dramatic, but it's real, and it lasts. Second, embrace balanced macronutrients. Your body needs protein, carbs, and fats. The goal isn't to eliminate any of them. Instead, focus on quality. This is where we can bring back the hero of our story, the egg, in a healthy way. Prioritize high-quality protein like eggs, lean meats, fish, and legumes. Choose complex, high-fiber carbs like whole grains and vegetables for sustained energy, and include healthy fats from avocados, nuts, and olive oil. Instead of the egg diet, think about having eggs for breakfast as part of a balanced and colorful plate. Third, prioritize whole, unprocessed foods. Build your diet around foods that are as close to their natural state as possible. A diet rich in a variety of fruits, vegetables, and lean proteins will naturally provide the fiber, vitamins, and minerals your body needs to thrive without the risk of deficiencies. This also helps heal the psychological damage of fad dieting by removing the labels of good and bad foods. Finally, remember that true health is about more than just food. Get 7 to 9 hours of quality sleep. Find ways to manage stress and incorporate regular physical activity that you genuinely enjoy. Exercise doesn't just burn calories. It builds metabolically active muscle and boosts your mood. The truth is, there are no shortcuts. The desire for a quick fix is understandable, but the body keeps score. The egg diet and countless fads like it offer a tempting illusion, but the reality is a cycle of restriction and rebound. The real solution is to abandon the quick fix mindset and commit to the steady process of building a healthier lifestyle. That is the path that truly works. Breaking free from the cycle of fad diets can feel overwhelming, but you don't have to do it alone. The world of health is filled with myths, and our goal here is to give you clear, science-backed truths you can use to build a genuinely healthier life. If you're tired of the empty promises and want to learn more about sustainable, effective ways to reach your health goals, make sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss our next investigation. Conclusion: we started with a sensational promise. Lose 25 pounds in 2 weeks. We've journeyed through the meal plans, the biology of water weight, the science of the egg, and the dark metabolic consequences of severe restriction. We've learned that the egg is a nutritional powerhouse, but the diet built around it is a house of cards destined to collapse. The egg diet is a classic example of a fad capitalizing on a kernel of truth that protein keeps you full and stretching it to a dangerous extreme. The rapid results it promises are deceptive, the methods are unsustainable, and the long-term consequences can be damaging. The truth about the egg diet is that it's a trap. The real key to lasting health isn't found in a restrictive 2-week plan, but in the daily practice of balance, moderation, and self-care. Now, I want to hear from you. What is the most extreme or bizarre diet you've ever come across? Let me know in the comments below. Your suggestion might just become our next deep dive. Thank you for watching, and remember to be critical, stay informed, and be kind to your body.